The wait is finally over. Formula One is back in action, and all eyes are on Melbourne for the highly anticipated season opener. The excitement is off the charts, and with so many developments in the off-season, there's a lot to unpack before the lights go out. But among all the headlines, one story stands above the rest. Lewis Hamilton's dramatic switch to Ferrari, a move that sent shockwaves through the sport when it was first announced. And now, the time has come to see if it was the right decision. For years, many assumed Hamilton would retire with Mercedes, but the seven-time champion had other plans. His goal? To chase an eighth title, one he felt was slipping further out of reach with his former team. However, Ferrari's preseason testing hasn't been without concerns, particularly with tire degradation. That said, Bahrain and Melbourne are vastly different tracks, and there's growing optimism among Ferrari supporters. Hamilton himself has expressed confidence, noting that the SF25 suits his driving style exceptionally well, a reassuring sign for both the engineers and the passionate Ferrari fanbase. Despite Hamilton's confidence, Ferrari remains cautious. Team principal Frédéric Vasseur has downplayed expectations, emphasizing that a single race result won't define the season. Albert Park presents its own challenges, and with varying conditions across upcoming circuits. Hot in Australia, cold in China, unpredictable in Japan. The real test of performance consistency is yet to come. Weather could play a crucial role in Melbourne, especially with rain forecasts indicating up to a 90% chance of showers on race day. If the track gets wet, Hamilton's skill in tricky conditions could give him an advantage, but banking on weather alone isn't enough. The real challenge lies in adapting to Ferrari's new machinery, a car that's significantly different from last season's model. Beyond Hamilton's much-anticipated debut, there are other major storylines unfolding in Melbourne. One of the biggest questions is McLaren's true potential. Even before preseason testing, many believed they would be the team to beat. Bahrain's data hinted at a strong package, but just how much of their true performance remains hidden? McLaren's rise has created another pressing question. Who will take the lead role within the team? Last season, Oscar Piastri showed he wasn't just there to support Lando Norris. His aggressive performances, particularly the intense battle at Monza, made it clear that he won't back down when a championship fight is on the line. Now, with both drivers starting fresh, the internal rivalry could shape McLaren's season. Piastri himself has acknowledged that this year is a clean slate, emphasizing that he's approaching the season with the belief that he can fight for the title. While he admitted there were moments last year where he played a supporting role, he made it clear that things won't be as straightforward this time around. On the other hand, Norris, as the more experienced driver, has his own ambitions. He's still chasing his first championship, and with McLaren's competitive car, this could be his best chance before the regulations change in 2026. But McLaren won't have the luxury of an easy path. Ferrari is right there in the mix, and despite their cautious statements, their pace could put them in contention from the very first race. Then there's Red Bull. Though they appear to be on the back foot, it would be a mistake to count them out so soon. Red Bull's preseason testing raised concerns, with data not aligning perfectly with simulator expectations. Max Verstappen has admitted that the team isn't in a position to fight for the win in Melbourne just yet. He pointed out that, at the moment, only one team looks truly dominant, and it's not Red Bull. Instead, McLaren's pace has caught the attention of the entire paddock, with many suspecting they've yet to reveal their full potential. Helmut Marko has echoed these concerns, warning that McLaren might be holding back more than usual during testing. While it's common for teams to hide performance in preseason sessions, the level of caution McLaren has shown suggests they could be much stronger than anticipated. If that's the case, Red Bull could be starting the season in an unfamiliar position, chasing rather than leading. Adding to the challenge is the presence of Liam Lawson, who, despite having some F1 experience, is still relatively new to the grid. The team's performance this season will also have major implications for Verstappen's future. The Dutchman has made it clear he won't stay in a team that isn't capable of producing race-winning cars. If Red Bull struggles early on, speculation about his long-term plans could intensify. The 2025 season isn't just about the top teams. There's a wave of fresh talent entering the grid, and their performances could shape the future of the sport. While some of these drivers have had brief F1 stints before, this year will be their true test. With many predicting that 2025 could see as many as 6 rookies in full-time seats, the pressure is immense. The upcoming race in Melbourne, especially, with rain on the horizon, will reveal how well these young drivers handle the intensity of Formula One. A wet track is unforgiving, and any misjudgment could lead to disaster. In a field filled with experienced veterans waiting for any sign of weakness, rookies can't afford mistakes. A single error can set off a chain reaction, leading to a string of poor performances that could jeopardize their careers. At the same time, the battle in the midfield is shaping up to be just as intense as the fight at the front. Every position matters, not just for championship points but for the financial stakes as well. A higher finish in the constructors' standings means millions in prize money, which can be the difference between development progress and being left behind. Among the midfield contenders, Williams stands out as a team with high expectations. With one of the strongest driver lineups in the pack, they aim to be the front-runners in this battle. However, their biggest challenge will be overcoming the setbacks of last season, where significant resources were spent on car repairs rather than performance upgrades. This year they'll need to maximize every opportunity, relying not just on their machinery, but also on driver expertise and strategic calls. But Williams won't be alone in the fight. Teams like Haas and Racing Bulls are also looking to make their mark, ensuring that every point will be fiercely contested. The midfield battle may not always steal the headlines, but it plays a crucial role in shaping the championship and influencing future seasons. With all these storylines unfolding, the Australian Grand Prix promises to be a thrilling season opener. Whether it's Hamilton's first race in red, McLaren's potential dominance, or the uncertainty surrounding Red Bull, there are more questions than answers as we head into Melbourne. Who will set the tone for the season? Who will struggle under pressure? The answers will start to unfold when the lights go out. The wait is finally over. Formula One is back in action, and all eyes are on Melbourne for the highly anticipated season opener. The excitement is off the charts, and with so many developments in the off-season, there's a lot to unpack before the lights go out. But among all the headlines, one story stands above the rest. Lewis Hamilton's dramatic switch to Ferrari, a move that sent shockwaves through the sport when it was first announced. And now, the time has come to see if it was the right decision. For years, many assumed Hamilton would retire with Mercedes, but the 7-time champion had